Peace and blessings. I hope you guys are doing well. All praises to the Most High and to our Melech King, Yoshua Mashiach, for without him, where would we be? This video will more than likely be a long video, but I promise you it's well worth it. This is a lesson that I have been trying to put together, but I kept on telling you guys, I kept on getting railroaded, right? Now, also, it's because there's things that I could reveal and things that I just cannot reveal. Um, so it will only be long because, or maybe not, because I did kind of make a collage of things, so it should move swiftly. I hope, but it will be the longest video that I've made yet, I believe, on my channel. If it is, I'm sorry, but I promise you it's a real treat for the real ones out there, my true family out there. This is for y'all. Like I said, there's things that I can reveal and things that I cannot reveal, but I'm here, like I said, to chip away at all of the layers of deceit that the enemy has encased around my people's minds, just people in general. So like I said, I'm here to chip away the layers of deceit like an onion. I'm going to be talking about flat earth, of course. I won't be going in too much to that because a lot of us already know that the earth is flat, but I'm only using that for reference to talk about, a lot of the planets, these things that they've created called planets and, so on and so forth. Duality. We're going to talk about, cells and things of that nature of how all of this ties into this AI merge. So that is literally what I want to embolden, is why AI slash the merge, that is to say the sentience, is such a big thing for them right now. So that's what we're going to talk about. Okay. And like I said, this will be my last video. Well, I didn't say that, but I'm saying this now. This will be my last video. Okay. Because I do feel like that I've reached my max with this social media thing. I feel like I put enough stuff up there. There's things in the community. If I do come back on here, I'll probably post up some stuff in the community, but I feel like I've said what I needed to say on social media. So as far as anything else concerned, I'm not going to even engage. I might, check up on some brothers and sisters and stuff that I am still, connected with on, social media, but that's about it. As far as like putting more lessons up and stuff like that, I'm not doing that. I feel like I've reached my max with that. And I already know that, the Most High is telling me that this is enough. You know what I mean? Like, this is more than enough. I'm talking about on social media. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop witnessing out there on the streets, because that's going to always happen. But I feel like I've done and said what I need to say and what needed to be said on social media. You see? So this will be it for me. So I hope that you can get something from this lesson today. I hope so. And for you fake people, you fake Cooney Coons, sellouts, all of y'all that's a part of them damn lodges and secret cults and shit like that, I don't have shit for you. Like I said, you can catch fire as far as I care. I don't care, because I know that you guys would just love to sit in front of the righteous, okay, and pick their brains for all the secrets of the kingdom, because clearly you guys are still bumping around in darkness, and that false light that Satan gave you is not helping you see through it, is it? Yeah. So no, you don't get anything from me. And like I said, I don't take credit for any of this. I don't take credit for any of this. This cometh from the Most High, period. And I thank him for bestowing this wisdom upon me so that I can share it with my people. So this is a treat for y'all. So I'm gonna give you guys a parting gift. Okay. So let me jump right into it. Now, I've gone into a little bit of this stuff on my channel before. I've talked a little bit about, the layers, the 7 layers of the body, the skin, and then, of course, how that ties into with the esoteric crap, with the 7 layers of the body. You see what I'm saying? That whole 7th heaven type of mentality. You know what I mean? So a lot of this will be review for some, but then I'm going to elaborate on a lot of the stuff that I didn't get to do so in, previous videos or whatever else I posted up in the community. But I want you to understand that anything that I say in this video is not meant to harm anybody spiritually, emotionally, physically, or mentally, okay? I just want to provoke your thinking. You're going to do what you want to do anyways. And see, in that, the Most High is still giving us a choice, which is the greatest gift that he can give us, is to choose him and to choose to do his will, choose to be obedient. You see? And we have Adam to thank for that. Because there didn't need to be us wrestling with the Most High. You see? But we have Adam to thank for that. But everything, like I said, everything works according to the Most High's greater plan. You see, because he's perfecting us to get us back to the garden. I keep saying that, and that's literally what it's about. But we have to show ourselves approved. We have to show that we are enough for him. Because he didn't have to even create us. He don't need cherubims and angels worshiping him day and night. He don't need any of that. He don't. And that's a fact. But he desires it for his will. So that means we must do what he commands us to do. Now, scientists today have lied to all of us. We know that the earth is flat, okay? And we know how they like to tilt pictures and all this other type of stuff, but we already know it's flat, okay? Like I said, I'm not saying that these people cannot get into an aircraft and go from one destination to the next. They can, but at some point it has to slope. And that's just a fact because you guys are not leaving this place. I don't care what anybody says. You can debase me all you want to. I don't care what anybody says. They're not leaving this earth. I told you the only way in is by way of life. The only exit is by way of death. That's the only way you leave in this earth. And since I'm on that subject, let me just say this before I segue out. Stop rounding people's minds. I'm talking about the scientists, like y'all rounded the earth. And that's literally what they've done, because they need to stop telling people that the earth is round, because in actuality, they're really talking about your mind being round. You didn't get it, huh? It's all right. It's all right. All right. Let me just bring this guy up really quick, because I don't like him one bit. There was a Twitter, Neil deGrasse Tyson, you see his name. He posted something on Twitter, right? Because I'll be following them because I watch everything. You know what I mean? I want to see all the lies that you guys are spewing so I can go ahead and, come with whatever knowledge that, and wisdom that I have to try to debunk that mess. Like I said, I come to chip away layers of deceit like an onion. So this guy made a post about, was that one actually? Hold on. Let me see. Let me go back to it. No, that wasn't it. I gotta move this. Yeah, here. He made a post like this. And I took that picture, which was before, and then I flipped it. And then this is what I put. I said, stop rounding people's minds like y'all rounded the earth. Okay? Somehow, this guy's Twitter account got suspended. And I couldn't find that thread anymore. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then I was thinking my account was suspended, without me knowing. But it was actually his account that was suspended. So I misread it. It was an oversight on my part because I didn't even see that it was actually his account that was suspended, not mine. So they did that so that I wouldn't be able to get that thread or get the pictures and nobody else wouldn't see it. And then from that point on, he went and changed his account and this whole other shit. But he never once said anything, though, to me. You know what I mean? And I wasn't expecting anything. Like, this is a world-renowned fucking astrophysicist. So what does he have anything to say to me about? All I want to do is just, I want you to debate this, though. Even though they're not. Because they're going to come up with lies like they always do. So this guy here, and notice how his name is Neil, like Neil Armstrong, the one who supposedly, walked on the moon. which I don't believe either. I'm telling you, they cannot leave this place. If it was that easy, trust me, we all would be up out of this mother. We all would. We all would. Okay, so I only brought him up just for reference, just to show you. And, you know, he's not even quote unquote black. You know what I mean? So you just see how they use these people. It's just sick. I only brought him up as a reference, but I want to go into multiverse. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about the multiverse because I want you guys to understand what the multiverse really is, because they got people believing that, you know, the multiverse is multiple verses or universes. That's really what it is. Multiple universes that exists in a paradigm, you know, and then you have parallels and so on and so forth. So I want to show you guys the multiverse is really about the layers of the mind. That's really what they're talking about when they talk about the multiverse. Like, have you guys seen, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. Okay, that's literally what that's about. It's about the psyche being fragmented in being inhabited by legions of devils. That's literally what it's about. Okay, and this is why I put these scriptures together. And I said Matthew 7:13 through 14, that narrow is the gate and broad is the path that leads into destruction. You know what I mean? That's why. And I saw this picture right there and I was just like, oh man, that's like perfect. You know, but that's really what the multiverse is. The mind is layered like that. Okay. And this is why it's so important, if you've dealt with trauma, to really seek counsel from Hamashiach, because that's the only way that you're going to receive healing from it. Because if a vase breaks, okay, you put that vase, that beautiful vase, back together, you know what I mean? The wounds will heal, but there's still going to be scarring. That's why you need, you know, copacetic mechanisms to help guard those triggers, because the scars, every time you see it, you're going to be reminded that, you know, you were traumatized, you see. But you have to, like I said, come up with copacetic mechanisms that will safeguard you so that you won't self-annihilate. And then that's when all of the demons can come in and do all that other kind of stuff to you and all of that. Okay, so that's really what the multiverse is about. It's really about the layers of the mind. And that ties into what we've dealt with. I guess you can say the pain that our ancestors have dealt with is still in our blood. See, it's always been about the blood. Always been about the blood. So when they talk about multiverses and stuff like that and realities, really what they're talking about is basically generations of trauma, realities that's been traumatic, because it's in our blood. There's one cell that's passed on from the next, right? From generation to generation, right? So there's information stored in our DNA, okay? This is the reason why they always have to remind us of our past. That is to say, our ancestors, because they never received any type of clinical, you know, quote unquote mental health, which wouldn't have helped them anyways. I mean, at least from what we're seeing the system of psychiatry play out today, how we're seeing it play out today, it wouldn't have benefited them no way. You know what I mean? But at least that's why it was always meant for us to get back to the Most High, because he is our grand physician, okay? There's nobody who can do us like him, period. So I don't think that would have benefited our people anyways if they would have given them a clinical, you know, mental health treatment. It wouldn't have. I don't think it would have. I think that would have actually made it a lot worse. But our people are just naturally, you know, we're used to trauma. We're used to trauma. We're used to bad things, you know, happening to us, and we're used to just getting over it to save us from annihilation. But see, that's not safeguarding, though. You see, that's not safeguarding. And it's not even healthy to just push that in the back of your mind and store it in your memory bank and never address it. Never, just act like it never happened and then continue on with life. You see, that still is not a good way to carry on after you've been traumatized. You know, so all psychiatry, the system of psychiatry does is reinforce the trauma that has happened to you. You know what I mean? And they don't try to force you to face it head on. That's bullshit. All they do is twist and turn and, like I said, move things around in your mind, okay? Like a Rubik's Cube. And they create other avenues just to create, like I said, portals for demons to slip in. I know what the hell these people are doing. They're not doing a number on me, and I suggest you stop letting them do a number on you. Now let me get on to it. So you want to talk about space? Hold on, which I want to go to first? Let's do you want to do parallels? Let's do parallels first then, okay? You got the multiverse, you got parallels. This is all one and the same, okay? They're just using different words to create these isolated, type of concepts of quote unquote reality for people. Okay? And that's all parallels is duality. Good versus evil, right? It's your spirit man that wrestle against your flesh man. That's what parallels really is. Okay, and if you don't believe me, let's go to the scriptures, because I got all this out today. Yep, Galatians 5:17 says, "For the flesh lusted against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would." That's what they mean by parallels. You see what I'm saying? That's what they mean by parallels. So they want you to think that, oh, well, there's other parallel worlds, parallel universe. I keep telling you guys, it goes back to our ancestors and what the hell they were doing, because all they're keen on is reminding us about what our ancestors went through on the account of being disobedient and being sinful in their nature. Okay? So as a result, the Most High used these nations to chastise us, just so that we will understand why it's happening to us and we can get back to him. But see, our people still, you see, that's why it's been generations after generations after generations. He's been seeing, okay, let me see if this generation is going to get it. Because I've been sinning, like, you see what I'm saying? And that's really what this all is. You know what I mean? But scientists want you to think that all of this is somehow outside of you, when the Most High didn't already told you that the kingdom is within you. So just imagine how they got people thinking and looking out here. I'm just here, like I said, to tell you, to chip away at layers of deceit like an onion. I'm not finna play with these people, and I'm sick and tired of them. Literally, I'm sick and tired of them. So yeah, that's all parallels is your flesh man that lusted against your spirit man. That's what those parallels, the parallels are. And like I said, it goes back to our ancestors. Because like I said, the saying that says that we are our ancestors? Yeah, they say that. Because there's one cell passed on from the next. It's cells of information passed on from generation to generation. So that pain is going to be passed on. That trauma is going to be passed on. Them sins is going to be passed on. And all they're keen on doing, like I said, is trying to get you to think of innovative ways to outdo the sins that your ancestors did. So they want you to become even more wickedly innovative, if I can say that. You see? And then I'm going to get into detail about why they really corrupted the bloodline, why that's so important, okay? And why this AI merge is so important for them. We're going to get to that. Okay, I'm at 18 minutes, so I really don't want to be on here all day. But I'll be on here. But let me go. That's what parallels is. Let me go back to multiverse. So yeah, so I want you to understand this. There's I'll be studying the mind and stuff like that. I read books on psychology because I really want to understand, like, you know what I mean? Like what they've done to us. I really want to understand that. And since I'm talking about that, hold on, before I get to neuroplasticity, let me go to, here. So these, like I said, it's psychiatry fault that's going on. These psychiatrists today and psychologists, like I said, they're all fraudulent. They also all take an oath, so they know what they're doing. They're literally just whiz doctors. Okay, they're wizards, skilled in the practice and the art form of the study of the mind. That's what they're skilled in, and they do it with their words. There is, like I said, cue words as well as trigger words, and there's hand signs that they use. Like I said, the usual is the little watch or pendulum that they swing from left to right. All of that, you see what I'm saying? All of that is witchcraft, and I keep telling people that all of that is witchcraft because they don't have to probe your brain, you know what I mean, with the scalpel and cut your neocortex to try to give you a lobotomy or whatever the case may be. They have the chemical drugs to do that. They can give you a chemical lobotomy. So they don't need to go into your mind physically and try to cut it. They can do that, with the drugs. Okay? And the drugs actually, it prepares your vessel for more demons than you already battling. Okay? Because we all individually battling our own demons, okay? So that's what they do. This is this Zoni an ink block test. It's like optical illusions that they play with because seeing is believing for a lot of people. People believe what they see. You know what I mean? But they don't understand the intention behind what they're seeing. And that's really what matters. That's why they tried to generalize the name of the Most High as well, just by calling them God. You see, and just that name, seeing that God, G-O-D, you thinking just because somebody said, oh, I love God, God bless you, you thinking that they really saying God bless you, they really cursing you. You see what I'm saying? You don't know the intention behind it because the name didn't been generalized, but also just because somebody else is using his real true name does not mean that he is for you or she is for you. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about the intention behind it. That's why you got to test the spirit by the spirit. You got to have the spirit of discernment to see it. Now, with these optical illusions, you see, these people have layered other people's minds. Not minds, but this is what they've tried to do. Because here's the thing, I went on and talked about me being the MK Ultra, survivor and shit like that. And it's a lot more subtle than what people think. I'm not going to go into that just for the sake of time, but it is on my other channel. I will try to link that if I can. Excuse me. I would try to link that if I can, but they trying to gas me up now because they know I'm about to bring this fire. But if I can't, then, maybe one day I would post up a testimonial video or something. I don't know. That's only if you want to know. If you want to know, just email me. Okay, maybe I'll send you my email. Maybe I won't. We'll see. I don't know. I just can't, go into that. But I only brought that up as a reference because this is all tied to that. MK Ultra is very subtle, y'all. It's not as trumped up as what people is thinking because they got a lot of these fake truthers out here with their little channels who's been on there for years. I mean, and have gotten a large following and making money. The channel's monetized and they are filled with lies. Okay, but I had to bring this up just to show you because the system of psychiatry is fraudulent as hell, and all they're doing is making us be test subjects for them. You know what I mean? And this is why Alice. Remember the book Alice in Wonderland? Alice is the perfect. That's the perfect book that explains MK Ultra because what was happening to that little girl, you know what I mean, was atrocious. That was horrible what they were doing to that little girl. They was molesting her. She was being satanically ritually abused. All that type of stuff was going on. But a lot of people just, they play that up with all of the characters, you know what I mean? And, the background with these characters and these J-Junes, for the children. But in actuality, you know what I mean? It's all demonic. Every bit of it. And that's literally when they talk about the rabbit hole going deep, they're really talking about being consumed by sin, by darkness. You see what I'm saying? By the abyss. Falling deep into the abyss is really what they're talking about. When they talk about, oh, the rabbit hole goes deep. And that's why they always, remember the white rabbit? The white rabbit represented the purity or the innocent nature of the character, Alice. Okay, that's the reason why they're always attributing us to lab rats. You know what I mean? Rabbits, the hair, you know what I mean? Hair-brained, being naive, like that also plays into that naivety that, Alice was displaying, especially being a child and being innocent and stuff like that. But all of these characters that are demons, you see what I mean, that she's encountering along her little journey in Wonderland, right? That's what they call it, Wonderland, which is wacko land, okay? Crazy, madness, and scripture tells us about madness, which I'll bring up a few of those. But yeah, that's what wacko land is. You know what I mean? She's literally being inhabited by all these demons. But the truth is that all these people around her, like at her family, or her family, so-called family in phase, those are people who are actually cultists practicing occultism, and they were using her, you know, for whatever reason, to molest her, screw her, have kids, all that type of stuff. Like they do that. You know what I mean? Like that's literally what that was about. And the cat, the Cheshire cat, was actually her good conscience. Was really supposed to be the one trying to tell her, like, hey, you're mad. There's an excerpt from the book where she is, I think, leaving that house from that hollering baby she was about to cook or some shit. Like she was about to cook up a baby or something. Then it was demonic. I'm telling you, she's about to cook a baby, and they was sneezing because it was pepper, you know, too much pepper up in the air. And she had left that house or whatever. So the cat caught her along the way, you know, and the cat just always smiled. Because the cat, like the smile, like that's what that represents. Is still that act of them trying, your predators or abusers trying to be nice to you by trying to tell you some quote unquote level of truth, but still it's, you know, it's a fun and game for them. You know what I mean? It's this cat and mouse game, should I say. So he told her, like, you're mad. He was like, oh no, you know, the reason why all this is happening is because, I'm paraphrasing, he said it's because you're mad. And then she was like, I'm not mad. What are you talking about? He was like, you are mad. He's like, look around, we're all mad. You know what I mean? Like that was a dead giveaway to let her know, like, hey, you tripping. You know what I mean? So I only brought that up just to make a point. I didn't mean to go on that little Alice in Wonderland rant because I did that before. So just forgive me for that. But I had to do that to make a point. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that I did, because look at the black holes. Okay. So I brought this up. Now I didn't do all of this. All of this, I didn't do that. That was already there. Okay. I just took the screenshot off of my Flipboard. You know, because a lot of times they'll post that shit up there purposely. It's what is it called? Social engineering, I think it's called, something like that. So this is about black holes. It says on black holes holography, the quantum extent church turning. Okay, yeah, that's nothing. But I want you guys to see though. You see how they got Alice right there, and then they got the black hole. I told you though. This is what I'm saying. This is the first time that I've ever seen this though, because they already know, and they'll tell you the truth. But like I said, the truth is besprinkled all over the place. You just got to piece it together like a puzzle. You do. And I'm not claiming to have all the pieces to the puzzle, so don't think for 1 second that I do, because I really don't. I just have pieces that I'm bringing to the overall collective of the puzzle that we're all taking part in piecing together, okay? So that's really just what I'm doing. But I don't claim to have all the pieces at all. Trust and believe that. But look at Alice and the black hole. You see how they compare Alice to the black hole? I told you, because that's really hell. That's attributed to hell, or the individual hell or reality of hell that the individual is experiencing by way of being sucked into a space of perpetual darkness. Okay? So that's really what that represents. That's why they say the rabbit hole goes deep. You see what I'm saying? And scientists, like I said, they're not blasting off out of in outer space because the truth is that they can't leave. That's the reason why they have to tunnel underneath. They have to blast plutonium and radium, all this other stuff that they're blasting. You know, you've heard of CERN and all this stuff. They have to do all of that mined up under, because they're not going up. You know why they're not going up? You know why they're not going up. Okay? You know why they're not going up. And I'm gonna explain that too. But I want to show you guys this black hole. You see how that's compared? How they compare Alice though? And I did not make this picture. I didn't. They made this shit just randomly showed up on my Flipboard. I'm flipping and I'm like, oh, okay, you guys want to play that game? Let me go ahead and take a screenshot before, they get rid of it. But I want you see what I'm saying though.